Here we go, a video all about Jet2 and their 757. From takeoff to touchdown, we'll explore this aircraft, learn about its history, and find out why it's loved so much by so many. You're joining us today at Manchester's Terminal 2, and today we've got a good one. We're flying on Jet2's 757-200 just before they retire. We're on our way to Alicante today. Let's head through security and see our aircraft. Now, Terminal 2 is about mid-refurb at the moment. The original terminal looks like this right now, but it'll soon emulate the same look and feel as the new section shown here. A really big improvement. Airside, this will be the focal point, the midway marker if you like between the old and the new parts. Again, a solid upgrade to what was here before. Pier 2 construction is well underway, and that's planned to open later this year. Okay, gate B3, on our way down there to the bus gate now, which is exactly what we wanted today. Full flight today. Cabin bags checked in free of charge. We had some good views as we drove around the airfield. There's some wide-body Airbus aircraft, some 330s and 350s. Before long though, we arrived at today's star of the show. Take a look at those engines and that swept back wing and winglet. Let's step on board for one last time. Here's that famous Jet2 red and grey cabin. As you know, 757s are generally in a 3-3 layout. On Jet2, some exit rows have a 2-2 seating pattern, with the window seats missing. Here's a look in more detail at the row behind us. A fan of the coordinated seatbelt straps. Okay, on board this 757, we're in seat 15A, B and C, and it's one just behind the extra legroom at the exit. So I'd recommend it if you're trying to fly one of these in the next week or two. That's our view out the window of those Rolls-Royce RB211 engines. So we've got a winglet on this one as well. Boarding through L2 today. I think it's L2. A moment of calm before we await the next busload of passengers. It turns out the overhead lockers can be a tad high if you're only 5 foot tall. Clearly, I'm not the only plane geek taking this flight. So we're on Alpha India today. Alpha India is the second oldest 757-200 still in passenger service. Sister, just over there in the silver livery, is the oldest, 38 years. This is almost 37 years old, which is a lot older than what I am, which is saying something. And before Jescaline kicks in, looks like boarding complete. Let's belt up. It's time for the door to close, the steps to disappear, and for us to get on our way.
It's time to take you through the safety procedures for our Boeing 757-200. It's very important, so please remove any headphones and listen carefully.
Good morning, Johnson, Captain. My name's Paul Barker, just actually welcome aboard this Jet2.com. Jet2 is Boeing 757 for your flight to Alicante today. Just closing up now, we'll be on our way very shortly. Flight time to Alicante is just approximately 2 hours and 30 minutes. Routing, we're going off the north-easterly facing here at Manchester. We'll then turn to the right, head towards London, Goodwood on the south coast, and Deauville, crossing the Southern Channel. Passing Paris, Toulouse, over the Pyrenees towards Valencia, going into Alicante. Down there, we're expecting light winds, 16 degrees Celsius, a little bit warmer than here for you when we get down there.
The 757 family, like the one we're on here, stopped being produced back in 2004. Just over 1,000 were built and delivered across 54 different operators. Shanghai Airlines taking delivery of the final one that was built. Incidentally, I flew on board Shanghai Airlines 737 recently, so subscribe if you want to see what they're like. Generally, only 2 variants were built factory fresh. The Dash 200, the most popular model like this one, and the Dash 300, where only 55 were built. The 757 took less than a year to be certified, if you can believe that, and is widely regarded as one of the best aircraft that Boeing ever produced. The engines are known for being overpowered compared to the weight of the aircraft. These you're looking at right now are Rolls-Royce RB211 turbofans, but Pratt & Whitney also offered an engine option that became popular with US carriers. A quick ask from me. YouTube tells me that in January, 98% of those watching my videos are not subscribed. I've got loads of great stuff on the channel, like this Asiana 767-300, a one-of-a-kind aircraft. Flights across Lufthansa, United, BA, Virgin, plus many, many more, and in various classes of travel across all types of aeroplanes. I've got 20 videos in the queue to edit right now, plus a packed year of travel ahead, so a little plea from me, please subscribe so you don't miss out on those, and once this video is finished, go back and check out the back catalogue, there's some crackers in there too. At your seat, and I'm surprised to find a rather new looking safety card. I thought it might be a bit worn out by now, but no, still looking shiny and new. Although this won't be needed for much longer. Here's a reference shot of my last Jet2 757 flight, can you believe it, back in 2010. An altogether different card design here, and thanks to my little sister for modelling that for us. Jet2 provides you with the basics of entertainment, so long as you enjoy reading. You can have a peruse through the drinks and snacks menu, or as a rare treat, take a look at the in-flight magazine. If you really want to enjoy yourself though, there's a magazine filled with duty free. I have to confess, I did try and buy a Model 757, but the crew reckon they've been sold out for months, and apparently they only ever stocked one per flight anyway. Let's have a wander around, shall we? So in front and where we boarded is door L2. It's a distinctive door amongst Boeing aircraft, and I feel that this is taking me back to the days of playing a Captain Sim 757 on Flight Simulator. Some nuances you might have missed before might be the sliding gauge light above the door to the left, and the emergency light testing button to the right. You'll get a really good view of the seat's construction here. The crew seat is here and to the right, and if you bag row 12, look at that legroom, foot mat included too. I'm having quite a good time so far. Looking forward then, and what do you notice? Let me know in the comments. And if you look up, here's where the old CRT TVs used to sit. Now that really is showing its age. Let's not forget the life rafts, I think, anyway. It's strange sometimes. You watching and me flying probably appreciate the nostalgia, but very few others on this aircraft probably realise they're flying on a jet that's about to be retired in the best part of 40 years old. Jet2 do a superb job of jazzing up the loos. On all their aircraft they have photos of destinations they fly to, or comedic pictures. I think I remember a camel in one of my lavatories once. More clues to the aircraft's age. Number 1, it's semi-spacious. Number 2, it's generally all metal rather than plastic. And number 3, the clue here ties us back to the delivery customer and original operator of this plane, Air Holland, the only Dutch I could find to tie the aircraft back to them. And then on the door some Chinese writing, which I assume means this door came from one of the other aircraft that were in the fleet, belonging to China Southern originally. I actually flew China Southern Airlines earlier in 2024 to Beijing, dashing on their A350s from Heathrow. It's in the edit right now, so why not subscribe? Go on, it's free, and you can find out just how good they are in economy over to the Far East. I'm sure a few of you might be quite surprised. The forward loo I visited later on, and it's much the same, albeit with slightly less headroom. Whilst I'm forward, here's the galley, and that smaller service door on the right. Can anyone tell me what these do? Over the other side, and we've got this with a few inoperative controls. Back at my seat now, and the beer selection on Jet2 is quite good these days. This took at least 7 takes, but cheers to the 757, the last solid aircraft that Boeing built. Of course, I jest, the 777 in its original form is quite good too. I forgot how cold the walls get on a 757, radiating coldness here. It seems almost fitting that we take a walk through the cabin, so here we go then, from back to the almost front. Starting in the rear cabin, you'll note that there are toilets to the front of this cabin, just in front of the exits. The seats on Jet2 have been a staple of theirs for years, and I'm not seeing them on any other airline if I'm honest. Look, it's basic, but Jet2 are a hybrid, low-cost holiday airline, so it kind of fits. The all-important cup holder for your alcoholic or non-alcoholic beverage. There's also a small table, non-adjustable, but it'll hold a drink and some snacks. Space-wise, I'm not too sure on the pitch, maybe 29 or 30 inches. The low-cost seats and higher seat pocket give the illusion of more space, however. A fully retractable, if quite small, armrest. The seat's nicely badged with a jet2.com logo. Did you figure out what was missing earlier? That's right, air vents. We do have a good clunk-click button though to operate the lights and the crew call bell. Some more history for you now, and one of the reasons the 757 became popular in its post-production life was due to its impressive range and thanks to ETOPS certification. In fact, its sister aircraft, the 767, which it was developed alongside, led the way in extended twin-engine operations. Proof of reliability from the longish domestic US sectors demonstrated the worthiness of the 757 for ETOPS, allowing the aircraft to ply the North Atlantic, linking secondary cities with thinner demand. Over the years I've flown on a few 757s, a nostalgic aircraft for me, it being the backbone of the UK charter fleet. Britannia, My Travel, Thomas Cook, Jet2 all hold memories of that annual flight down to Ibiza, on board the sports car of the skies. I've also been lucky enough to fly on the stretched Dash 300 model, which really is the flying pencil onboard Condor. I remember when I was a kid, with dreams of starting my own airline, Boeing produced these great fact sheets about aircraft, and it was really always the 757 that I wanted in my fleet. The booklets were great, just look at the details, you can really see here that extra stretch on the Dash 300 cabin. Equally, the 200 came with different iterations of door layouts, up to 5 doors on each side, although the UK charter market I think all went for the 4 doors on each side option. I'll leave a link to the PDF in the comments. If you're enjoying the video, you'll enjoy a read through these.
Okay, 10 minutes to landing, just flown over Benidorm of all places, over the sea now, have to turn and land into Alicante. Let's get on the ground.
It's time for everyone to alight now. Did you know that Jet2 have or had a policy of not letting the front cabin disembark until everyone in the mid and rear cabins have alighted on the 757? Let me know in the comments if you've had this on other flying pencil operators. I know what you're thinking, Jamie, we've landed and that's the end of the video. But no, the crew on board were fantastic and they really appreciated the nostalgia and the occasion that this was for a lot of us flying on what would be our last 757 flight. Kudos to Jet2 for being AvGeek friendly, shall we say. They let anybody that wanted to visit the flight deck after we'd landed, and it's safe to say I counted maybe 7 or 8 of us who hung around to visit and take in the scenery that is a 757 flight deck.
Sorry, thank you. Thanks for putting up with us, kind of picky.
Jet2 upgraded their 757s from the old analogue dials that it came with originally, sometime in the past 10 years or so, which is quite sad, but you know, moved with the times, and it allowed the aircraft to continue in service for a little bit longer. And it does show that they did invest in their aircraft over the years.
Okay, thank you to the amazing crew on this flight. They've been so accommodating. There's a queue of plane geeks like me trying to get in the cockpit, have a quick look. But thank you for giving us a chance to fly on this great plane for one last time. I'm going to step off now for the last time, potentially my last 757 ever. Jumping off. Let's get off. And that is us. Thanks very much, 757. You've done us proud. Thank you very much as well for staying to the end. Really appreciate it. Give us a like, give us a comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this one. There's plenty more to come, and we will see you in the next one.
And there she is.